happened? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Vaya, mi gente. Welcome to the Spanglish Cafe Music Podcast. I am your host, JCee Colon.
And Alida Hernandez. Join us every Wednesday at 7 p.m. chatting about the music industry with artists from around the world.
Ya tú sabes, sintonicen. Sota.
Hey, everybody. Alida Hernandez, Spanglish Cafe, Music Cafe. Oh, music. Spanglish Cafe Music Podcast. Se me
Oh
salió
my
mal.
God.
Esa fue la cerveza que tomé antes.
Viste.
Anyway, JCee está ahí.
How you
JCee.
doing, JCee Colon? Welcome everybody to Spanglish
Aquí
Cafe, the
estamos.
music podcast.
Woo.
Today we have two awesome artists, producers in the house. But before we bring them in, we want to talk about a little bit of Spanglish. We talk every week with different genres. It was either salsa, freestyle, and always, representing the new people that are upcoming and rising also, because we can't leave them behind. But before we get into this, I want Alida to go to one of our promoters and talk about Scalar Life.
Okay, hold on one second. And it's time for the news. There we go. So today, our sponsor is Scalar Light. It is a new and improved health benefit that you get through scalar energy, Tesla coils, and it's just amazing. Things that we thought about in the future now are here. Check it out. You get a 30-day free trial. And when I find my little thing here, there you go. Right there on the screen says 30-day free trial. Go to freescalar.net. You can check it out. You can look on their website and see what it does. We've been on it for a couple of weeks now, and I feel amazing. I'm very peaceful. You have to have an open mind. It opens up your chakras. It opens up all the energy in your body, and it just makes you feel better. And they have different things for addiction, for hormone therapy. It's just amazing. So just check out 30 days free trial of Scalar Light.
Just inner peace, really inner peace.
Yes, it's so amazing.
So are we ready today? Right?
Talking. Wait, I got more news.
Oh,
Why are you interrupting me?
Wait a minute.
He's
She got more
interrupting
news.
me.
Go
The
ahead.
news is still going. What's going on?
Cocotazo.
So, also we have tomorrow night, Thursday, here at Studio 33. We have the super blue moon is now. Today is the full moon, the second full moon of August, and has a lot of energy. It's the closest that the moon has been to the Earth, and Mars is right like next to the moon too. So it looks really big tonight. So check it out tonight. I think it's like at 9 something. The moon is the closest, the biggest you'll ever see it, and it won't happen again till like 2037. So it's amazing. It's something to look for. And tomorrow night at the studio, we have sound healing and meditation here, and getting all that energy from God and the universe and the moon. So come out to Studio 33. You can check out, and you can see us here, meet us in person. Also, we have salsa. Salsa is coming to Studio 33, September 16th. We are going to have Johnny Pachatas in the house as our new instructor, giving classes Mondays and Thursdays from 7 to 9, starting September 25th. And September 16th will be a complimentary class for everybody who attends. We're going to have a cash bar, and we're just going to have a good time. It's for the social dancers. So remember, this is salsa classes for the social dancer, the people who just like salsa and want to learn how to do the 1, 2, 3, y pa aquí, pa allá, y vamos pa. Okay? And that's all we're going to do. Have a good time. Not the competition dancers. You're all welcome to come here, but it's for social.
Yeah,
okay?
we want to be social. We want to be social. We want to have salsa classes, and then you can stay after the social.
Exactly.
And you can, show off whatever you learn with the instructor. Okay. We also, did we talk about laughter, or did I miss that?
No, I didn't talk about comedy.
You want to laugh about this?
So,
check it out.
But I did want to show, which I didn't do it before, and I'm so sorry. I'm going to show the screen for the Scalar Light too. This is the freescalar.net. And here's the website. You go in and you start your free trial. It says there, start your free trial for free. You upload your picture and you follow the instructions, and enjoy this new health for 30 days. See if it helps you. And what was the other thing you said? The comedy. We're having comedy night. So let me just get that. I have to go and share that screen now. I'll show you. We're having comedy night September 22nd here at Studio 33. We have a lineup with our host, See No Evil, and he is bringing in some other artists locally to Fort Lauderdale. So come check it out. And also, starting September 15th is Hispanic Heritage Month. We will have September 20, no, not September, October 20th. We will have a Spanish comedy night, so a Spanglish night with comedy.
Spanglish.
And I haven't put the flyer yet, but just stay tuned for the flyer for that. It's going to be amazing as well. So, did I cover everything?
Yeah, I think you covered everything. So
everything.
let's get back to let's start with our guests already. I'm very excited to have these guests here on my show today. So without further ado, we're gonna introduce our first guest today, producer DJ Benny D in the house, baby.
What up? What's up? What's up?
Familia.
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
We're doing good, man. We're doing good over here. Benny's in the house. Benny is in the building.
Yeah. I come in the building, everything breaks, huh?
New York in the house. Where all my
Yes. How you doing? To all my Floridians, I hope you're all safe.
New
Yeah. What's
York
going on?
freestyle.
Well, first of all,
What's
before we
up,
start
Benny?
off,
How you?
first of all, before we start anything, I want to thank you guys for putting this platform out there, for having an opportunity, like for me, for people in the background of the music industry that's not up front and not being seen all the time, to have an opportunity to share their stories. I want to thank you guys for that.
You're
You got
welcome.
it. You're welcome to any time. This is what we're all about. It's
You're
about
the
being
important
family.
people. This is the important people. People don't realize the people backstage that run the DJs, that running the music, that are making you happy with the songs they want to hear and all the production that's going on in the background. If it wasn't for you guys, we can't do the festivals. We can't do the events. We need you guys, and you don't get the recognition that you need. So there
Exactly.
you go.
Thank you
So
so
that's why
much
we
again.
got. That's why we bring in people that got trajectory, people that are starting, people that have been in the business for a long time. It doesn't matter where you're starting or where you've been. We want to hear from everybody. I think it's fair enough that that we can hear from anybody. But anyway, just before we keep on going here, we got a lot of people hitting you up already, man. Benny, we got Phil Cachivelez in the house. We got Doreen Vega. What's up, girl? We got Janet Maldonado. We got Randy. We got Quinto Conga, and we got Deborah Gonzalez already tuning into the show.
Awesome.
You know what
Awesome.
I mean?
Welcome.
So Benny, let's ask you about it. Ya que yo te conozco, for quite some time, but what was, since you was a kid, when you were a kid, you always want to be something, right? Either a doctor or you want to be a fireman or something, stuff that you see, or a cartoon, right? Character, right? Superhero.
Yeah.
Superman.
Right. So what was it that led you to DJing and producing, where did all that started?
Well, I grew up in the projects in Brooklyn, and my father and my mother, they worked hard, and my father was a mechanic at the time, but they always took us everywhere they went. And growing up in the '60s, I was born in '65, but growing up with them and the family that they had, they took us to every party that they have. Us kids was there. Estamos sentados en la cama. I mean, we were
Yeah.
sitting there. We couldn't move, but we were
Right.
there. So I got into the music and learning the doo wop and all that good stuff. So when I got old enough to hang out with him, with the fellas on the corners and all that stuff, we had a crew in Brooklyn that used to do the block parties. And since we grew up with them, I always was part of that little circle. I would stand there and listen to them and watch them, and I was like, wow, it was intriguing. So at 1979 is my first time that I got to DJ. I was 14 years old. I got to
Yeah.
DJ I
Roller
got the
skating.
DJ. Yeah, I got the DJ actually at a block party, and then it was history after that. And I just got into it from there, and it's always been my escape. It's been my therapy, and I just kept it going. I just kept it moving.
Man, block parties was the shit in the days,
Oh
man.
my
I
God.
Yeah,
used to go listen, and one Friday or Saturday, you could go from 150th and First Avenue to 119 between 32nd. They had like about 5 block parties every weekend at the same time. So
yeah,
in those days, everybody walked everywhere. That's why we were in shape all the time, and we were
yeah,
dancing
yeah.
and going out everywhere,
And
man.
roller skating. Now back
Hmm.
then, 79, you kidding? That's when USA roller skating ring in Jackson Heights that I used to go to on Roosevelt
Yeah,
Avenue. And then you
Skate
had the
Key.
Roxy, remember? Yeah. And then
Yeah.
there was a roller skating ring at the in Flushing Meadow Park. There used to be a roller skating ring.
I
a
don't
long
remember the
time
name of that.
ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, I went there a couple of times and then they closed. I don't know why, but
yeah.
I used to
Empire
go to
States and Crown Heights. Remember that?
the. Those
So
were the
that so,
days,
so that was when
man.
you was 14. You was already
Yeah.
in block parties, all right. So what
Yeah.
happened, as you kept on going, I'm showing you skills got better and better and better, and you went to
Yeah,
big.
I learned from some good people that came up. That they actually were industry from the disco days, stuff like that, and they took me under their wing. And I befriended them, and we became family. And actually, I started a crew at about the age of 15, 16 years old. I started a production company. It was called APB Production, which is a Perfect Blend Productions and
Hmm.
Entertainment. And we started doing mobile stuff. So I was going with them, but I was still young. I couldn't get into the clubs. Then
Right.
one of them was actually DJing at Bonds International. You remember Bonds International in
Oh, I
Manhattan?
remember Bonds International.
And he
Eric
actually,
Jones.
yeah, he actually snuck me into the back door, and forget it. I was able to see how that music, and I said, like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to get into. So about between 14 to 18, I started just buying equipment, working, doing little parties here and there. And then it just, the bug caught me. And to this day, I still DJ, and
Hmm.
my 15 minutes of fame, as they call it, with the production. And I got into that.
That's awesome.
What
Well,
was
we
what was, what was your experience like when you first walked into a big place like let's say Roseland or like Bonds International? When you saw that big crowd and you was young and what it. I mean, like you said, it was like a bug. You got it was like
It
an
was a
injection. That's
scary
what you
thing.
wanted to do,
It
but
was
it's scary,
scary,
right? Seeing all
scary,
these
scary,
DJs.
scary, nervous as hell. Remember, we back then it was all turntables, so you had to be,
Right.
you had to have that ear for the song and the vinyl and all that stuff.
What
It
kind of
was my
turntables you
worst.
had in those days,
and
Benny?
you had to
Well, I
carry a
started
lot of
out. I
stuff.
started out with plastic ones, bro. It was like two plastic home things. I couldn't afford nothing. Then I went to Techniques, of course. SOB ones was the
Right.
first one, and then the
Right.
1200s.
JVCs. Yeah.
But that was my worst
100.
night. I couldn't get a mix in straight, but that was my worst night. So I went home deflated and excited at the same time. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get better, and that's exactly what I did.
And it was a skill. It was a different skill back then. I'm
Hmm.
sorry, DJs, your era, you had to carry your board. You had to carry crates
Like a
of
whole rack.
LPs that were heavy, and then you would have to mix with the actual records.
Yeah.
Now everything's digital. It's a whole different. It's a whole
Well,
different thing now. I mean,
yeah. Well,
it's good and bad, right? It's
now the concept is the same. Everything
right,
evolves. In the world we revolve. Everything evolves to things. So the DJ game from the beginning when I started to now, you still have to have you still have to have the musicality. You got to know the records. You got to know the song. You got to know the breaks. Is it easier? It could be easier. Do you have people that are not skilled doing it? Maybe, but the DJ evolves, so you have to evolve with the times. So I don't take away from nothing from the DJs now because I started back then, but
right.
I can respect it from then to now. You just got to be able to be good at what you do with what you have. That's it.
Let me
Yeah.
point out. I think what Alida was trying to say that the DJs in the back had a little harder, not because of the digital stuff, but because like she's saying, you had to carry 10 crates of records. You had this big, huge subwoofers. You
Yeah.
had a preamp. You had a whole rack. So you had to have like a big van to bring all that stuff. Now,
Now you just
most
bring your
places you go
laptop,
to a club or you go to any discotheque, and you just bring your
your
controller,
laptop,
your
and your
laptop.
laptop.
You plug
Yeah.
in, and you're ready to go. And you don't have to carry any records. You know.
Exactly. Well, like I said, it's a whole different thing. It's a whole different thing from then. Yes, we had to carry a lot of stuff, but
Yeah.
that was then.
Yeah. Like we
You
used
had to
to walk
carry a lot of
down in
stuff.
New York with the boom box, remember?
But then you had like
Right.
about 12, 15 boys with you. So
Yeah, exactly. You had the entourage. Everybody wanted to
Like,
hang
yeah,
out with the
the
DJ.
radio's
You know what I'm
getting
saying?
heavy. The radio's getting heavy. You carry it for a while.
Yeah, but it was good because it was a community. It was a community thing. If you was the DJ, you had a crew. They wanted to be with wherever you go,
Oh
and they would
yeah,
come and help you, and then you have a
oh
good
yeah,
time. You carry the
definitely.
stuff home, no
yeah.
problem. I remember those days, man. Carrying big speakers to the freaking center to do
Oh
parties.
yeah. And they were like
The block
huge.
party,
They were
yeah, they
like
were huge. The
high
Surfing
seats.
Vegas, you know what I'm saying? The earthquakes, stuff like that. But that's back then. But the DJs now, I mean, yes, it is a little simpler. You don't have to carry as much. Good for me because I have a
Mhm.
bad back, anyways. But from then till now, you still got to be able to do what you can and be able to be good. So it may be easier, but the concept is the same. So
Right.
more power to
Exactly.
everybody that's doing it.
So man, Benny,
I'm gonna play a little.
let's talk some about some productions that you have done. We have something here, on pause right here, in my heart with voice.
Within
You
my
already
heart,
know,
buddy.
already know what I'm
Within
talking
my
about.
heart, within
Within my
my
heart
heart. No lo
from
diga
voice.
malo ahora.
Perdona,
Oh,
pero ya tú
so me.
sabes.
I'm sorry. I just found the alarm. We forgot the word of the day.
What did I say?
We forgot the word of the day.
Well, not yet.
Okay, we'll do it
We
later.
haven't even said it yet. So once we stumble into
We
it,
have a
boom,
word of
boom,
the
then we
day.
start.
Oh, really?
We have a Spanglish word, and we were kids. Our parents used to say these words that we
We'll
grew up
talk
with.
about it later.
We'll talk about it later. But anyway, Benny, talk about this single right here, "Within My Heart" from Boy.
Oh, yes, yes. This is an interesting story. Your next guest is going to elaborate on that. But yeah, when I started working in the city, because music was DJing. Everybody, my mother was a DJ back then, so you couldn't really make money off of it as much as you wanted to. I started working, making money, and I lived in Brooklyn, in Grant, in East New York, Grant between Atlantic and Fulton. And I just moved there. And on the corner, there was a house. And every time I would go to work or come home from work, I would hear singing. And I was like, wow, man, these guys are good. And I just moved into the neighborhood. So I'm like, oh, man, I don't know who they are, but that's okay. Then one Saturday morning, I walked by and they're just singing and it sounded so good. I finally knocked on the door. I knocked on the door and I said, hey, you guys are awesome. I think I can do something for you. At first, they were skeptical. And, back in the days, everything in the music, how the music industry is, JCU, and it's, it could be conniving, it could be backstabbing, it could be whatever.
Oh,
I made him an offer and I told him, listen, I want to do this for you. And I don't want to give you a contract or nothing. If I can't get something done for you, then we just cut it and we cut our losses or whatever. So they took a chance on me. So of course I got together with, listening to their songs and stuff like that. And I got so excited and I said, oh man, who can I get into? I need to get this done. Where can I go? Where can I go? Where can I go? And I found my person. He's happy to be. I'm happy to call him my family and stuff like that. He happened to be in Brooklyn too, and I knew about his, his productions. I know about his family, his legacy, and all that stuff. I know he was talented because I've heard him play, but I heard him, produce all the stuff. And it's like, I'm going after him. This is who I need. This is who I need to get this done. So me pushy. Then I finally got studio time. And we got a demo done, we did a nice demo and I kept, going into the radio station, not the radio stations, but the record labels and trying to get into the clubs to push it, they didn't want to hear it. It's a 3-guy group back then. TKA was, the top of the line that they still are, God bless them. But it was a guy group. It is, so, one day it was like, yeah, we kept pushing, went to the studio, kept doing demos until we finally got a break. And it was Sapphire's birthday at Roseland.
Oh wow!
Nice. Yo, let's hear a little bit about the song first. Let's play the track a little bit, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about a little bit more about the production. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, hold on.
So, ya tú sabes, Within My Heart, production.
Okay.
Look into your eyes, it's hard to realize the way we used to be. Why did you set me free? I gave you all my love with the hope that we will be a passion that will last through all eternity. Within my heart, I don't know what to do. Within my heart, 'cause I'm still in love with you. Within my heart, why did it have to be this way? 'Cause within my heart, I always wanted you to stay. Yeah. You are always on my mind, and I hope to someday find a love that we once shared. Can't you see I really care? You know I need you now, and I had to find out how we would ever be, baby, you and me. Within my heart, I don't know what to do. Within my heart, 'cause I'm still in love with you. Within my heart, why did it have to be this way? 'Cause within my heart, I always wanted you to stay. Yeah. I don't know what to do. Within my heart, 'cause I'm still in love with you. Within my heart, why did it have to be this way? 'Cause within my heart, I always wanted you to stay. Yeah.
That's Facebook.
Aplausos ahora.
Aplausos ahora. Everybody. Put us together.
Yeah, so I founded that group.
Yo, I used to roller skate.
Oh, I know. I can
Dude, I
feel
used
the
to
beat.
dance and skate, bro, to that, bro.
Yeah, it's the most underrated song I believe at this point right now because they hardly play it, you hardly hear it, but it's one of the better songs that came out of that era. You know, my production team, co-produced this with a couple of people, and I let my compadre, my cousin, let you guys know who and all that good stuff. And believe it or not, this wasn't the song that was supposed to come out, and I'll leave that for later. So when you get that, you'll find out the story on that. But
What
this
year
opened
was this? What year was this?
1990, I think it was 1990.
1990. Okay.
Yeah, and that opened up the door for me to get into the industry. You know, I got a chance to role manage all some of the legendary artists. I role managed Coro for a while. I had to role manage Tony Moran. I had a couple of shows that I did with Willa Said, just to name a few. And it gave me that opportunity to get in
For
there.
people that don't know who Tony Moran is, tell them from what group he came, because a lot of people know Latin Rascals,
Yes, the Latin Rascals with Albert Cabrera and Tony Moran. Tony Moran actually lived around the corner from me in East New York, and I got to know him through the industry, and he was a real, he still is. He's one of the top DJs in the world right now, one of the top Grammy nominated, producers. And I got to role manage with him. I got to work for him, and he showed me a lot of stuff, in the industry. And I got to give it up to all of them that I was able to work with. That got me to where I'm at now, and I'm still friends with a lot of them. I still get to talk to them, so it's all great after so long.
Vaya.
And freestyle still lives, baby.
Yeah,
People
man,
say
the
freestyle
resurgence.
dead.
Still
It's not dead. We listen to freestyle all the time. This whole bunch of we had Giggles here last week and Charlie
Yeah.
Rock, right? Like 2 weeks ago, and
Yeah.
they're
Second
still
episode.
doing music. So
Yeah.
I mean, freestyle is still around.
I think it's still around, until we all like go to the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We all take it with us.
Yeah, unfortunately with that, we don't get new audiences because we don't have national radio play. There's no radio
Right.
play on this channel.
Exactly.
The internet radios and all the internet DJs and all that stuff, they keep it going. God bless them because they keep that, they keep that going. All the new producers and all the new school artists that keep on putting out product, they keep the music alive. But 90%, and I'm gonna say that the majority of our audience is our age. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, as long as we keep it alive, we're gonna keep it moving. I just hope it'll go like this.
Believe it or not, people our age got their kids that, not all families, but I've seen families like, our age and everything, their kids,
Yeah.
they're breakdancing, they're listening to freestyle.
Oh, they
I'm
grew up
like,
with
wow,
freestyle.
they grew up with, because the parents have, they I guess they got immune to their parents' stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But not, I can't speak for all the kids right now. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying?
But see, this is my point. When my father and my mother taking me out to all the parties and all that stuff, I got into boogaloo, I got into salsa, I got into disco, I got into doo-wop. So that was the basis of me being able to do what I did, coming from that era. Because a lot of times you play songs for the young crowd now, and they say, "Wow, that's a new song. You got this, And I said, "Yeah, but I'm gonna show you the original. And the original is a 1966 record." And they be like, "Whoa, wait a minute." But it goes to show you that the music would never die as long as you keep it going. And shout out to all the DJs that are playing freestyle. Shout out to all the
Those
internet
are the
radio
ones that
stations
keep
that are playing
us. That's what the
freestyle.
ones that keep.
Just play my song a little bit more, everybody. Just play Voice Within My Heart a little bit more.
It's a definitely song. It's a catchy song. I remember roller skating, and Remember when we used to carry down the street? We used to
I
carry.
did.
We had the entourage with the big radios.
Yeah.
We used to play all that.
And
all that
we're
music,
playing the
man.
song down the street.
Mhm.
It was like,
Everybody
12,
could hear it. Talk
15
at it.
batteries. And so
oh my God,
you
remember
walk
those
like 3 blocks and the
batteries?
radio dead.
15
We
D.
couldn't even afford it. You would
batteries.
buy a set of the D batteries. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
You walk like 5 blocks and it dies.
No, you give it to your next boy. I say, here's your turn.
Yes,
Yeah.
you buy
You
the
put
batteries.
put the batteries in the freezer for the next day. Remember
Yeah.
those things?
That's so true.
So listen,
Yeah.
Benny,
Oh,
we got a friend of yours. Well, not friend. I would say
Well,
familia.
we're gonna
We got
take.
Mambo on. We got Mambo online.
He's on standby. He's on standby.
So he's been
Yeah.
listening to all the stuff you've been talking about.
Right.
So,
So
you
we're
know.
gonna do a quick commercial. Play one of his songs before we see Mambo.
Yeah, before
Okay.
you go, we got
Right.
we got a song together that came out in 2022. If not, nobody knows about it. It's called "Take Me Away." So
I
How
got
did
that
you
one.
know? How did you know?
So that's exactly
here?
on my screen. That's the
are
next
you
one.
here, bro? What are you looking over here?
Let's play that one.
Let's play that one,
let
and
me
we're gonna
see.
bring Mambo right after this video. So
Perfect.
enjoy it, okay? Production with
Beautiful.
Mambo Lebron,
Take me
DJ
away.
Benny B, and the artist is Chris Ais.
And
So,
here we go.
Take me away, baby.
Take me away.
Mambo, Chrissy, we be royalty. LeBron, I'm Benny B. Get up! Te ves buena, love so deep inside, that's why you are my nana. Emo's running wild and got me changing my grammar. Here goes the key to the beamer. Who's got the key to the beamer? Mamacita, eres mi vida, mi bonita. Tú eres fuego, giving me fever. Pure fire, fire, heart burning, yearning, love is allá.
I never told you about the troubles I've seen. The times I've been through were so hard on me. Whenever you reached out and touched my hand, I forget about the sad things that happened when you looked at me. All I can see is your love for me. Take me away.
Where you want to go?
Where the sun is always rising over the horizon. Through your eyes, I'm happy that you are in my life.
Come on.
Take me away. Take me away.
Where you want to go?
Take me away. Take me away. Each day that passes, I'm so glad to be here. No matter what comes, I don't live in fear. 'Cause whenever you reached out and touched my hand, I forget about the sad things that happened when you looked at me. All I can see is your love for me. Take me away.
Where you want to go?
Where the sun is always rising over the horizon. Through your eyes, I'm happy that you are in my life. Take me away.
Where you want to go?
Where the sun is always rising over the horizon. Through your eyes, I'm mesmerized that you're in my life.
Come on.
I'll never doubt you. I'll never leave your side. When you look at me, all I can see is your love for me.
love knocking me out like Ali. The essence of your presence, godly. The creme de la creme, with kids and Thames. You don't need no other body. Take you away to the Fiji Island just to hear you say, would you do the assignment? Trip you a diamond ring to find a thing to show you why I'm the king. Please sing.
Cause whenever you reached out and touched my hands, I forget about the sad things that happened when you looked at me. All I can see is your love for me. Take me away to where the sun is always rising over the horizon. Through your eyes, I'm happy that you are in my life. Take me away to where the sun is always rising over the horizon. Through your eyes, I'm mesmerized that you're in my life.
Let me take you to Jamaica. What about St. Lucia? Santo Domingo. Wherever you go, I go, we go. Now we in Hawaii, Italy or Belize, Trinidad, Tobago. Can't forget Puerto Rico. Let's go.
Steady. Woo! Woo! Is that amazing? Woo!
Another great production. What you was telling me on the break about the live scene, the scene in New York in those days.
I was just saying how it was so awesome back in New York in the day when we grew up. We were both born in '65 as well, and music was our life, right? When you heard freestyle, I don't care what mood you were in, you were happy after you heard your song. You were like, "Oh, my song!" I didn't care how upset you were. You were just done. You were just happy. You remembered all the good times, roller skating, hanging out with your friends. That's what it meant. That was community. Okay, we lack that a little bit nowadays. We don't have that community, and that's why we have this beautiful place that we're in right now, Studio 33, where we bring the community together. We have all different types of events here, salsa, comedy. I mean, just different spoken
A
word,
little bit of everything.
just a little of everything, just to get the community in, and we play freestyle. Okay, DJ Peter is awesome. He's down here local. He's our house DJ, and he's playing freestyle. He loves our freestyle music. So JCee, who we got in the standby right now?
Well,
We got
before I
people behind
introduce
the
this next
scenes.
artist, I just wanted to comment on the video that I just saw. It was awesome.
I
Well
love it.
produced.
Yeah.
I like the hip hop stuff, like the cartoonish stuff, like in living color. It
Living
color.
color.
It looked awesome. That's how that type of profile. But anyway,
That's what J Lo started, was in living color.
exactly.
People
So
don't even know that, but she was a dancer back in, right?
without further ado, we're gonna bring this next artist, Mr. Mambo Lebron. So everybody, put your hands together. There we go. Numbers to be in it. There we go. There we go.
Thank you, Alida, JCee, for having me here, and Benny B. What's up, Benny? I heard everything you said.
He's behind the scenes for now. We want to talk to you for a little bit before we bring him in.
It's an honor. Thank you so much. It's an honor. It's a
The
pleasure.
honor is
We're having a good
really
time.
ours. Yeah,
We're having
the
a good
honor is
time with
really
the
ours.
music and the freestyle. It's just amazing that at our age already, we're still in the music. We're still jamming. You still guys are making music. It's all amazing.
Well, there's a need for it. People are really grasping to the freestyle again. Like, I mean, it's not going to be as strong as before, but it's not dead. It's not over, actually. And I give all these artists credit for coming out with material, new artists and then veteran artists who are coming out with songs and productions and the hard part about it is you got a new song, it's not on the radio, so these artists stick to playing or performing the songs that the people know, and it's hard for someone to open up a song that's new because no one really knows it. They only go by the artist. If it's TK with a brand new song, they may get away with it. If it's Cynthia with a new song, she'll get away with it. But it's hard because people don't hear it every day. So, but if they're fans, they're gonna welcome someone's new song, right? They're gonna welcome an
Yeah,
artist's new song.
definitely.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun. That video was the B version of the actual song that we did for Chris Yais, and my brother did all the editing. That's all my brother. He did the computer editing. The video took pieces and put it together like a cartoon thing. I swear I was looking at a comic book, and and he did a great job with that. And Benny and we had fun, doing parts, just to be part of this video. It was great. It was great.
When did that video come out?
That video came out about a year ago. On my birthday, July 20th of last year, 2022, we released the song. Chrissy was an artist that I was able to speak to see if she was doing anything, and she was doing some stuff. And I figured, let's do something together. And I had started writing a song, and it's called, the Take Me Away song. And the more I got to know about Chrissy's life, about what she's been through and the cancer and the support she had from her husband or has from her husband, stuck by her side all this time, that reflected the song of Take Me Away to Where the Sun is Rising over the horizon through your eyes. So it was basically, she sees bliss through him because he loved her unconditionally and he was with her throughout everything, good and bad, right? So whenever she saw him, she didn't think about her problems, her everydays. All she saw was paradise through him, right? So that song was basically dedicated to anyone who has a friend or a partner or a child or whatever that they want to dedicate, that because of you or looking through your eyes, I can see paradise, I can see love, I can see genuality. That's what the song represented. Take Me Away. So yeah,
That's cool. That's great.
I hear there's a bad boy out there, DJ Benny B, that had a little part to do with this. So what can you tell us about this guy?
well, Benny B and my brother Carlos Lebron were co-producers on this track. And when you think about producers and co-producers, you have to know what their role player is in the song. Some people like myself, I play instruments. I play piano, I play keyboards, percussion. I put together stuff. My brother, he does a lot of programming and a lot of ideas. Benny's a DJ. The thing is, all of us with our ideas combined, Benny had the ear. I needed that ear. Benny was a person that would say, "Nah, this is not right. This doesn't sound good. You have to change this. And that's what a producer does. A producer is someone who doesn't necessarily have to be the hands-on, but the ears. Without that, we'll miss some things, a lot of things, right? So Benny's input into the song was just as important as what my brother and I did as a musical producers. So yeah, Benny's part with it was really important for our production. Hold on a second. And yeah, so thank you, Benny. Wherever you are, thank you, brother.
He's waiting. We're gonna put him in the show a little bit, in a little bit, so so we can all four talk a little bit.
Well,
Benny, find out a little bit more about you.
Yeah, well, Benny was instrumental in voice, right? So Benny discovered voice, and we grew up together in Brooklyn, East New York. So Benny was like, I got this group, and at the point I was not really ready to listen to this group. I really didn't want anything to do with it, but Benny was very persistent. And so when Benny was telling me about voices, they weren't called Voice at the time, dude. I don't remember the name we had for this group at the time. They had a song called Give Me a Chance, nice little freestyle thing. We went in the studio, I produced it, and then Roseland, like Benny said, I was good friends with Sal. I had already put out a record with Fever Records before that with my group, Magic Touch. And I said, Sal, you got a big show, Roseland, coming up. I got my group. We need a break. He said, no, I'm packed up. We have too many artists. And I said, okay, we come anyway. He said, yeah, come anyway. So we went. and we were side stage, me, Benny, the group, Leroy, and one artist did not show up.
Ah.
I don't know who it was, Benny, but one artist did not show up, and Sal said, "Where's your group?" I said, "They're right here." He says, "Oh, you got the tracks?" Yep. And Benny went upstairs, made sure they played the right track, and Roseland was 5,000 people packed.
Oh wow.
Wow, talking about opportunity, Mambo.
Woo!
It was,
What is
it
the
was.
chance, what is the chance that something like that would happen, you know?
Well, here's the deal: if you really want something to happen, you got to make it happen, right? You can't just wait for somebody to knock on that door. You got to knock on it yourself. You got to create the opportunity. And because we told, Benny told the group, you need to wear flashy jackets. You have to look like really like haircuts, nice and trim. Look, they did. They went on stage, and the minute the song track played, I had chills. I had chills.
Wow.
I was like, please don't mess this shit up, guys. Don't do it. And when the song played, I remember when I produced the song, I used some violins just by itself. Like, boom, 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 boom. And then the people started running to the stage because they thought maybe it was TKA, the 3-guy group. Coincidence, right?
Right.
The guys did a great job. From then, Sal called me up the next day. Sal said, "You know what?" Sal Abatello says, "I like this group. What are you going to do with them? What are you doing?" So, well, we're looking for a record deal, blah, blah, blah. It came within my heart. But that wasn't the song that was supposed to come out within my heart. It was Give Me a Chance. We went to the studio. We didn't go to the studio. We signed the contracts with Atlantic Records through Sal and Andy Panda. Everything was ready to go in. I changed my mind. I don't want to do that song. I want to do a song called Within My Heart. Nobody wanted to do it. Everybody was against it. The only one that wasn't against it was my partners, Benny and Leroy.
See?
So I wrote the song in the projects where I grew up in Bushwick. And then the song, they agreed on it because Andy Panda liked the song Within My Heart. He said, I see where this is going. And but it needed more. I was very limited on my production skills at the time, and I didn't have the right equipment to do everything that I wanted to do. So who did I contact was my friend Carlos Berrios, if you know who Carlos Berrios is. Big time producer. He did all of Lizette Melendez's earlier stuff. Karina. Carlos is an amazing producer. He helped me put Within My Heart together the way it is today. And thank you, Carlos Berrios. So there's a little bit of everything, right? We're a little bit of salsa. We got Benny's little pepper. There's got salt. We got this. We got all the ingredients that comes together, right?
Sofrito, like I say, like we say
Right.
here in Spanish, it's sofrito.
Sofrito, right? So the sofrito was put together, and then many years later, we do this song "Take Me Away" with Chrissy, and it was number one on the Freestyle Lovers Radio program for 1 year. Number one for 9 weeks. Sorry, 9 weeks. But the song stayed in the charts for almost over a year. And it was hard for other artists to compete with this freestyle track that we did. So I brought it back to the old school ways, And then you hear this version that you just heard now, the comic book version, I'll call it. They love it. The DJs love it. So it's a fun track. It's a fun track.
Hey, Mambo, let me ask you something. Let's talk a little bit about salsa because I see people coming in here that Rubén Caraballo,
I got some other
your
ones.
sweetheart,
Here.
Janet Maldonado's watching too, DJ
Here.
Peter, Edwin El Cabito Reyes, our salsa
There's
brothers,
DJ
mandando un saludo a
Peters.
todos nosotros, que Dios nos cuido.
Hold
Un
on.
abrazo a ti.
There's like
And
Calvito.
we got Ray Santiago that I know that he's worked with you with your band.
Yes, that's my brother. That's my brother. One of my brothers, man.
Luchito Ray.
Hi guys.
Everybody's
everybody.
coming out to say hello to you guys,
El Calvito's another wonderful guy, man. I love playing on stage with him. He's a great entertainer, very energetic. He's so energetic that I just want to like hold on to him and say, "Mira, cálmate, yo." But he feeds off and he's very humble. You don't get that a lot. He's a very humble guy. Ray Santiago's been part of my musical career for 25 years. Ray's still part of my journey, and Ray, I love Ray. Ray's someone I trust. He's a great musician. He's a great singer. He's a great this kid just all around talented. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
We got a
And
track that we're gonna play in a few minutes. A track that
Mhm.
you also did, and I believe you were singing on it. This is a
Mhm.
live video.
Esta es salsa, ¿verdad?
Esta es salsa. Es una salsita. Also produced by Mambo.
Yeah.
You know,
Ya ves, yo estoy lista.
and also before we go to that, I want people to know, because besides what Mambo has done individually in his productions and everything, that he comes from a long family of musicians, que son
Right.
los hermanos Lebron, el papá de él, Ángel Lebron, y los tíos. So,
Right.
at a young age, Mambo Lebron was already playing percussion for Lebron Brothers. And I want to ask you, Mambo, I know you played when you was a kid, but recently, you did a show with your sister, I believe, and with your dad.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to ask you, what is the feeling? I mean, tiene que tener un sentimiento to play with your dad and your sister live on stage with your
I'm going to
family.
tell you something.
That must be awesome, man.
Now, for women who have children, right? When they're born and the children looks at their mother's eyes for the first time, they fall in love, right? That's what the story is. The kids fall in love with their mom. That's the first thing they see. For me, it was different. When I was born, I fell in love with my father. My father was the world to me, still is the world to me. I love my mother dearly, absolutely. But my father was my hero, right? Now, growing up the way I did, my father wasn't around. He left when I was a child. He moved on with a different life, but he still tried to be in my life. But, I was missing that element for many years, not having my father right there by my side because of obstacles in life, say like that.
Right.
But being on stage with him recently is because he went solo from the LeBron brothers, and here was a chance for us to share the stage again. And my sister just happened to be there. We just asked her if she wanted to join us on stage to sing Coro, and she did. It was the most exciting moment for me because it's emotional for me because I'm near my father. Like I've always been. Like it was when I was a kid. There was a club back in the days on 96th Street Broadway called oh my goodness, New York Casino.
Okay, we'll come back to you.
The New York Casino. That's what it was called. New York Casino.
Really?
I was about 6, 7 years old, and my father said, you're gonna come play congas with us on stage." And we went up that long staircase, and I remember we got up to the staircase. The promoter says, "We don't allow children in the club." And my father said, "No, he's with the band." He says, "No, he's not. He's a kid. You can't bring a kid. He's with the band." And the club promoter said, "All right, what does he play? Plays conga. So if he sucks, you guys play for free." So my father said, "Well, if he's good, you got to give us more money."
Yeah.
So, of course, my father got more money, and you know what I got out of it that night?
What?
A cheeseburger.
But you were happy.
And I was happy. I was happy.
You did the job. You did the job.
But music has always been. I was born a musician. I was born as a musician, and I'm still a musician. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to do both genres. Right.
That's great. I think it's the best of both worlds. I mean, I grew up in the freestyle. I was not as talented, and like in those times, I was just a big fan. I was a great dancer, though. I mean, a great dancer, and I have both the opportunities to do salsa in the past. Instead of doing it at this late age, but I turned down some offers. I was in a different route at that time, but I had the best of both worlds, which was salsa as a kid, and then once I came into New York, that I started living the New York life. Then the freestyle, the hip hop, all that stuff was in my veins. Run DMC, Zulu Nate. We did everything. Those were the good days.
It was
what I'm
from
saying?
the streets
That
of New
was New
York,
York.
right?
And then it was more salsa. As I got older, I wanted to go back to my roots. So it's a good thing when you have both cultures, man. I mean, if you love them
We're
as
bicultural,
equal,
remember?
bicultural. So I love those days.
Absolutely. Music is a very important part for Latinos. Most of us in New York City grew up poor. We grew up, with some kind of identity, but then the freestyle became our identity, right? It became
exactly.
Something where Latinos, and I'm not saying not anybody else, I mean, Americans or blacks, but
Right.
Latinos had an outlet to say this is our music, this is something that we can be proud of, right?
Yeah.
That's why I don't think it'll die out, even though a generation will die. I think the children already know the music. Their kids and the generations know the music. It's not going anywhere. And I give credit to the artists like Cynthia, Lisette Melendez, George
Yep.
Lamont, all these artists, TK, that are still going strong.
Still
It
rocking.
is
They
like
still
Still
rocking.
rocking it.
JCee says.
And Noel, all these guys, I mean, I love it. It's great. Thank you for not giving up the music.
Exactly. Well, we want to go a little break here, and I want to show a video from
Okay.
Mambo, one of his other productions. Then when we come back, we're gonna come back with Mambo and with Benny, and then we're gonna really get into.
Then
the
it's gonna
discussion,
get
okay?
down. We're gonna get down. New York
It's gonna
style.
get crazy. Okay.
Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan in the house. All you
Boogie
New
down
Yorkers
Bronx.
out there.
Let's do
I've
it.
been
Let's
all
do
over
it.
Hell's Kitchen, El Barrio, Bronx. I've been everywhere.
All right, let's do it.
So here we go, introducing the song. Mambo, you want to introduce the song?
Yes, this is a song written by my father, Angel LeBron, with the LeBron Brothers back in 1976, and I was able to rearrange it. And this is my version of a song called Las Piedras Cantan, and I hope you enjoy this.
Thank you. Here we go.
Let's do this.
Para, voy a quitar la cámara.
Bring me in, and then we'll fix it again.
Okay, go ahead. What do you want to do?
Bring me in, cut it off.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
Start. Sorry, it looks like we don't have any sound. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, I'm getting some of the fans and some of the people that are following saying that you can't hear the audio.
Yeah, let me put Mambo back in.
So we're gonna put Mambo back in. We're gonna bring Benny, and then we're gonna fix the
couldn't
problem.
hear it?
Again.
You couldn't hear it?
Well, I just heard it now before you just clicked it on. For some reason, I heard it now, but we didn't hear the most of it. So
Okay, so we're gonna bring it back.
Yeah.
Benny, and we're gonna
I don't know
conversate with
why.
Benny a little bit. Alida's gonna find what the technical problem is, and we can replay it later on.
No sé qué pasó.
That's
So
okay.
without further ado, let's bring in my other brother, Benny, DJ Benny.
What up, Cuzzy? What up, Cuzzy?
What's up, cuz? You look wonderful.
I'm in bright light. I'm trying to hide the peeling. The peeling. 'Cause I'm
The
peeling
feeling.
everywhere.
Oh, te quemaste.
Yeah, I went to the beach
The
on
heat
Saturday.
in Florida, man.
Yeah. Well,
Hey,
shout out
better than
to
snow.
our other little cousin Carlos LeBron, man. I forgot, he's a very integral part of this team as well, man.
Absolutely. Shout out to my brother.
Pero no sé qué pasó.
So man, you guys come way back, huh? Brooklyn.
Yeah, man. The
Yes.
gyro spot.
Yes.
New York.
Yes. Brooklyn. And so yeah, we're all DJs. I'm a DJ. So that plays a good part in our skills and as a producer and what we want to hear, what we want to bring to the people. And it's a lot of fun. And
Also, Mambo, you do. I seen you do a lot of stuff for Brenda K-Star, and it's an awesome band that you put together to back her up, man. I mean, you guys are amazing.
Thank
And
you.
so
Well, in the freestyle era, when I went back to playing salsa again, I bumped into the same people in the freestyle business who crossed over. And Brenda K. Starr was one of the first artists that I performed with back 26 years ago. I started playing bass for her, and then Lizette Melendez. I got to play with her and put my band to back her up. George Lamont, working with him. I played bass for La India. I played with bass with a lot of artists who crossed over from salsa to freestyle. Freestyle to salsa, back and forth. So that's an experience and a half working with people like that. It's a lot of fun, very professional. I always love working on stage with Brenda K. Starr because she's a firecracker on stage. She's a people person. She loves her crowd. She gets into her show, and sometimes she gets into her show a little bit too much. So I'm like, calm down, because the band's ready to rock and roll. You're gonna just relax. You need the energy for later, but she's got so much energy.
Oh
That's
my
just
God! Well, it's the adrenaline. Some artists get that adrenaline, and they start from beginning to end. They have that energy. I mean, it's adrenaline, man.
Yeah, that's Brenda K. Starr has a lot of energy. She's a lot of fun to be on stage
Oh.
with, and she sings amazing. So, but we had a good run. I worked with her for 26 years, and
Wow.
that's a long time.
That's a long time. So
that's a long time.
We all look so young. What are we doing? We all
what are
look
we
so
doing?
good.
Is it the
I don't know.
Caribbean? Is it the Caribbean?
Alcohol.
Look, I'm 57 too. I'm 57. I feel good. You all look great. All of you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Benny, you look good too, Benny. You do.
Thank you.
We all do it, man. 1965, man. Wow, that's
1965 in the house, New York.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
made in
There's a lot of New
1965.
Yorkers down here in Florida now. We've
Oh,
taken
yeah.
over.
Oh
We've
yeah.
taken
yeah.
over. In Orlando, forget it, Puerto Rico.
Oh,
Orlando's
yeah.
a little Puerto Rico now.
I'm 58 and I'm still using the Run DMC glass.
I see. I like that. I like that.
I
I'm in Tampa, so it's not very much
Oh, you're in Tampa.
Latinos. No, there's a little mixture of everybody down here.
There's
So
a lot
yeah.
of Latinos in Tampa. A lot
There
of
is.
cubanos.
There
Y los
is.
boricuas están ahí. Mi prima está allá arriba. Mi
It is.
prima y mi tía llegaron de Gurabo, están viviendo en Tampa now a couple of years.
It's
I haven't
beautiful
seen
down
them
here.
at all, but
I love it down here. I love
we got a lot of
it.
caseros are coming in here, man. Corista, Igo Moreno, tremendos coro. So
Mhm.
people are
Saludo.
watching the show. They know what's up. They know who's on the show today.
Good.
So there's a lot of respect, and we gotta respect all the caseros from back in the day to the new ones now. And I believe that we should still be united. Pero la gente siempre todavía quieren exprimir la misma fruta, and they think they still got juice in it. And I'm not gonna lie. La salsa de antes todavía, even the ones that are not with us, their music is still living.
Well, that's why I have a band called Mambo Lebron Orchestra. It's a 13, 14 piece salsa orchestra. It's a big band. I'm not into cutting my band in pieces because people don't have the budget to pay me. I stick with my band. I stick with my prices. But what I always wanted was a band, and I formed this band in 1999 in New York City. I wanted my band to play songs from artists who are no longer alive, or artists who have already reached the point where they're not going to come back and play at clubs anymore. And I don't want the people to forget their music. So I would pick a song for this one, a song for that one, a song for this one. And my band in Florida, we have so much fun. I have the same musicians for almost 7-8 years. They're great guys. They're beautiful. We play music for the people, and I know that today's day is not like before. Money is not the same. But I have fun doing it, and my band, they're wonderful guys, and we have a show coming up in September here in Tampa, one in Orlando as well, and I'm gonna be candid about it. The budget that I get from my band isn't really what I want, right? But then I'm thinking, how do I give back to the people that have supported me all these years in music? And if I worry so much about the money right now, I'm never gonna be able to say thank you, right? So yeah, I took a little price cut on these gigs coming up because I wanted to be able to bring my full band and play for them as long as my musicians are taken care of, which I'm happy about, and say thank you to everybody. Because back in New York, the bands used to play in the parks for free. They used to come out to the neighborhoods and jam for free. Nobody was asking for money. Now everybody wants to make money, and that's okay. It's understandable. But for me, I want to give something back to the public that supported me all these years. So we're gonna play songs from Grupo Nietzsche, Lebron Brothers, Mark Anthony, Gran Combo, Oscar de Leon, and with the sound that I have with the big band, it sounds like the actual artist is there with us performing. Because I take serious about the instrument I play, which is bass. You know, I'm a bass player, and I want the band to execute the music the right way. And if Edwin Calvito, you're still listening, you better show up to Kissimmee, and I'm gonna throw you on stage, brother.
There you go.
You know, and like I said, it's a lot of fun. I want to give back to the public, you know, a little bit, and it's open to the public. It's free for the public to come in, have a good time. We perform at 5:00 on Sunday in Northern Kissimmee, the 17th of September. You guys want to be there?
You know,
JCee, you coming down too?
I'm gonna comment on something that we were talking about. It's more about underpaying the bands, and I think it's both sides of the aisle. I think all these restaurant owners, club owners, you know, you go to show your band, you want to perform a show in their club, and then you give them a price, and then they want to like cut the price in half or a quarter of the price. You know, we don't tell them what to do. Do I tell them how to, I'm saying bluntly, do I tell you if you can give me a drink for half of the price? Or, you're charging me for my rum and coke $20, can you give it to me for 10? Okay, so that's the same way I feel like if I got to cut my guys out. And sometimes you got to do it because I want my guys to work. You know what I'm saying? But I would say if everybody gets together and doesn't underpay themselves, I think maybe sooner or later these places won't have a choice but to play what the musicians are worth.
Well, here's the deal. You can't blame it on the promoter 100%. No. I'm gonna tell you who I think is the culprit for all of this. It's the public. You know, they'll see a band with 3 people with a computer and they'll say, "Oh, that was a great orchestra."
They don't know what they're talking about.
Exactly. But see, if they still go in and dance to this 3-piece band with a computer, right? And they dance and the venue's making money, then obviously why should I pay a full band $2,000 or $3,000 when I could do this for a fraction of the cost, right? And the people don't know any different. That's where I feel bad about, because there are true salseros that want to see a live band, a full band.
Correct.
Okay,
a real band. Let's say
they need to voice up. They need to say, if you want to do this little thing, fine, but I want to see a real band. Let's see this band, that band, and let's bring them to different locations, like to Miami, to wherever. But if you have good product, stick with it, because it pays off. I do get paid for the work that I do in my orchestra, but there are times that I feel I'm going to give back to the public. That's my choice.
Right.
Because I turn out gigs, huh?
Right, we're gonna go to the video to see.
We're gonna try it again.
We're gonna try.
Yeah, let's try it again. Let's try it
again.
It was booming, man, and I was getting into it already.
I
I'm like,
know.
what? I'm like, oh, wait a minute, no sound.
Okay.
I'm gonna add the stream now, and you tell me if there's sound on that side before.
Okay.
So let's see.
Can you hear that?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Here we go, man. All right.
En Puerto Rico, hasta las piedras, canta mambo. En Puerto Rico, hasta las piedras cantan. En Puerto Rico, la isla del encanto, canta mambo en la orilla del mar. Se formaba la rumba más bella, mi gente, en la orilla del mar. Los pescadores pescando, los negritos cantando, sabroso beber. Hasta las piedras cantaban, los admiradores bailaban en la orilla del mar. Y en Aguadilla llegaban temprano por la mañana Llegaba la gente y se unía en buen ambiente en la orilla del mar. En Puerto Rico hasta las piedras cantan. Puerto Rico. En Puerto Rico hasta las piedras cantan. Si quieren gozar la rumba buena, ven a la orilla del mar. En Puerto Rico hasta las piedras cantan. Vino Pablo Lebron en la orilla del mar, como cantaba y como gozaba. En Puerto Rico hasta las piedras cantan. Y en el pueblo de Aguadilla hasta las piedras rumbeaban. En Puerto Rico hasta las piedras cantan. Hasta las piedras cantan. Mi Puerto Rico. De gracia. Y que siga el mambo. Tempranito por la mañana hasta las piedras cantan. Mi San Juan te adoro. Hasta las piedras cantan. De Ponce a Santurce también en Aguada. Hasta las piedras cantan. El pueblo de Vega Baja, la gente rumbeaba. Hasta las piedras cantan. Ven a gozar, ven a bailar en mi pueblo natal. Hasta las piedras cantan. Mi Puerto Rico no se compara. Y te va. Hasta las piedras cantan. Oh yeah. Hasta las piedras cantan. Habla francés, habla. El maleante. Hasta las piedras cantan. Cantan las piedras. Que canten, que canten, que canten las piedras. Cantan las piedras. Aunque venga dificultades, trae alegría a mi tierra. Cantan las piedras. Preciosas te llaman las olas del mar. Cantan las piedras. Te quiero mi Puerto Rico.
Eso fue Puerto
Eso.
Rico. ¡Qué
Hey,
salsa buena!
Thank
you
you.
know why. Now you know why I was a pain in his ass trying to get him to do the production. You see, this is what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Great
Vaya.
remix of that
Thank
song.
you.
It's
Thank you.
great. We have a fan out here, Deborah. Let me show her. Deborah says she's a big fan of LeBron Brothers. Fan.
Thank
We're
you,
part of
Deborah.
all LeBron family.
Thank you,
That's
Deborah. I
that.
appreciate that so much. And we
Cool,
love you too.
cool.
Thank you so
Rey
much.
Santiago, lo
Rey
que hay
Santiago.
es swing.
Ahí está.
Eso. Raise the man. So I did that song in Puerto Rico. My mother-in-law lived out there, rest her soul. And every time I went to a house, I was inspired by being in Puerto Rico to rearrange or do music. And so when you hear La Vega Baja and I say Doña Lidia, it's because that's dedicated to her because of her, that song, I was able to write the arrangement in PR, and so yeah, it's a good song. It's a fun song to dance to. The dancers that you see in there are from North Carolina, and my brother got them to do dance to my song and record them dancing as it happens, So yeah, Las Piedras. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's so great. It's just the music gets into your soul. Us being
Yes.
Puerto Rican and New Yorkers, it's like we were born with music in our veins, right?
Right. Well, you can hear
So,
from the beginning of the song, you hear the beats, right? You just heard the beats, right? So I incorporated a freestyle into that by doing an introduction with a DJ introduction, just the beats alone with the 808 kick drum. Boom. I wanted to incorporate my little freestyle flavor into that thing.
So you have to. See,
You have
that's
to.
what makes you original, you see, because
Right.
you're thinking out of the box. You're not doing
Right.
everything that everybody's doing, the same thing.
So when we were little kids, so my father was a pianist. He played with Joe Valle back in the day in the 60s. and Willie Rosario, Tito Puente, all
Charlie
the big
Palmieri.
stars. Charlie Palmieri was his best friend,
Nice. Yeah.
and he used to tell me. I remember as a little girl going to right in New York. You used to go to Roseland or the big places that had the ballrooms, right? It was ballroom.
Palladium, the Manhattan
Everybody got
Center.
dressed up. Everybody got dressed up on Saturday night. You were dressed to the nine, right? You had your best outfit that night, and you had your dancing shoes on, and you would see a full orchestra. It was big band, right?
Yeah.
It would
Yeah.
be anywhere from
Hey,
10 to like 15, or if not more. It was so
and let me
big.
mention, now that she's saying that, and back in the days, I mean, it's hard to pay for a band now. And back in the days, you
They
had
were bigger.
3 big bands, no problem. You know
But
what
it
I'm
was
saying? It's
different.
different.
But
It's
it was
different
different
times.
Different.
because
Different
it
era.
wasn't digital. It wasn't digital. We had no internet. We had no digital.
So you had to go out
So
there.
if you wanted to see a band, you had to go out, right? You had to go pay and you had to go out. You couldn't stay home and listen to the music because you didn't hear it. You wanted to
Yeah.
enjoy it. You wanted to dance salsa. You had
Right.
to go dancing. My mother said she used to wait every weekend to get dressed up and go out dancing, you know?
It's not the same. It's not the same. The venues are not there like they used to be.
That's
And
right.
The Florida thing really is really a lot of fun. In Florida, you get to play outdoors a lot. You get to do a lot of festivals, and you know, and that's a lot of fun. And you know, as a bass player, I was blessed to perform with Tito Nieves for many years, for Jerry Vera for many years, for big name artists, and I got to see so much, and I got to see the love that people had for salsa, and they still do. Um, so yeah, it's a lot of fun. And the LeBron brothers as well. You know, growing up with my family's music is very inspirational to me. You know, it's part of my life. I mean, I was born in 1966, right? And they signed with Fania in 1967. So I was there basically from the beginning of their start of their career.
Yeah.
And now that my father's gone solo, I'm helping him, playing congas with him now as an adult, and sharing the stage with him as much as I can. You know, outside of my own personal career. Right? It's a lot of fun. A lot
Right,
of fun.
right, right.
Hey, Mambo, let me ask you, what is your advice? I mean, I want to know, what is your advice to the new era of salsa now, the new singers that are coming out, including me, bro? I'm a newbie on this, but you know what? It's in my blood. I'm already doing my productions, you know, and you know, even though at this age, I still got a lot to offer, you know, and I have a lot of energy when I'm on stage. So, you know, it's still there, man. I still feel it. But what is your advice to all these new salseros that are doing new productions and
You
everything?
know, the best advice. I mean, you know, I've been watching videos of Grupo Nietzsche lately, right? And presentation is key. You know, I don't have the cream of the crop musicians in my orchestra. No, they're not the A-list guys. I'm not an A-list guy myself. But what we do have is presentation. What we do have is a group of guys in a band that can execute the music the way I want them to as a musical director. Um, and to give the people, today's different. JC, today is different. I did that song Las Piedras. I did another one called Sasa Control. I did another song called Mi Fiel Amigo. None of those songs got on the radio. None of them got on the radio. But the songs have swing. They're fun to dance to. I think about the dancer when I put these songs out. I don't want my songs to be as fast as Aguanile because that's too fast to dance to. People are not going to do that. You keep your music that people can dance to. Have fun with it. Be presentable. The way you dress, JC, I see you. You look fantastic.
Thank you,
You
bro. I
know,
try, bro. I try.
you know, so that's important, right? You dress well, you represent yourself well, um, you know, and that's my advice. Don't give up. Knock on the doors, and what you did, JC, I commend you because, like I said before, not all the time those doors are going to knock on you. They're not going to knock on your doors all the time. You create your own door.
Right.
Right, you have your venue right there. Not many people take that opportunity, that chance to do something that beautiful. So create your own opportunities, right? Um, and you know, like I said, people slammed the doors in my face many times. Benny knows we had problems. We had situations where we tried to get things across, but we never gave up. And eventually, people, all right, let me see what you got. Okay, um, but don't go there half-assed. Go there with prepared. Look sharp. Jeanette, my wife Jeanette, she's right here somewhere. We recently bought some new outfits for the band.
There you go.
Here she is. Right. Oh, she's. Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Oh,
Look
we
at
got
watch.
our
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Thank you. Hold on. You gonna say hi? Or you're not gonna say hi. She's not gonna
I
say hi yet
know.
because
Where's Jeanette? Where's
Saludos,
Jeanette?
Janae, saludos.
she's the behind the scenes.
Yeah,
But
we have one. We have everyone.
you
Loves
know,
have.
JC
Comment.
presentation number one. Make sure your music is something that people really want to dance to. That is not gonna bore the crap out of them. Okay. Don't go to a festival with 25, 30,000 people. I've seen this already. It was a band that played before us. Where we played at the Calle Orange in Orlando.
Right.
Good band, but they played a bolero at a festival. Don't do that.
Oh, don't do it. You're gonna go to
No.
sleep.
You're gonna put people to sleep.
No,
Keep
no, no.
keep your music fun, danceable, exciting. You know, make sure that the music is well executed. You look good on stage. Even if it's a T-shirt, if everybody's wearing the same T-shirt that has JCee on it or whatever, yeah,
Right.
Alida y su orquesta. You know, look presentable. Give the people a reason why they want to see you, not just everybody everybody dressed in black. You know, and we'll see you at the gig. Bullshit. Bullshit. My
No,
guys.
you have to have me that I just been in the business really
flashy,
like maybe 5 years, and even though the pandemic took away 2 years from us, but I only been 5 years, and since day one, I mean, I wish I knew then what I knew now. But I mean, when I started with this band, I put this band all together without even knowing anything. I met a whole bunch of musicians. They kind of took a liking to me, and I said, listen, I want to do this, man. And the first guy that I reached out to was Tito Rivera. You know, and he started, he told me, what guys do you have in the band? Vamos a hacer dos o tres ensayos and you in the map. So, I started like that, and I did. And then I know my friend, Edwin Torres, timbalero, and this guy kept on like, telling me, JCee, dale, mete, do it. And, I said, why not, bro? I still got the energy for this. I'm going to do this. And whatever I put in my mind, I do it, bro.
Right.
Well, try to be consistent. I had the same musicians in my band here in Florida, Tampa, for 7 years. The same guys.
That's what we're doing now.
Well, that's what's happening
And-
now. But even if not, you know how it is. I don't need to tell you. But now I have a director that's keeping the band solid now. And most of the guys that are there are very, top A, musicians. And they actually, I felt so. I got emotional because after the last show, they said, JCee, compared to when you started 3 years ago that I started with you to this last show, bro, you really took control of that stage and you did this. And he says, and I don't do this to just anybody. I don't talk about people like that. But in this case, I had to let you know. And I'm like, stuff like that pushes you even more. And you knowing that the guys that are with you are there and you see the guys in the band, the brass dancing and having a good time. And that's what Alida pointed out to me in the last show. She was like, it looked like the band was having a party.
Everybody was so happy. Everybody was happy to be there. And it makes a big difference when your band members are happy. They love the music. They love JCee. They love all of us. We
It's
treat them
important.
well.
Everybody has to be united.
And it makes a huge difference. Everybody's smiling. And the music was awesome. I have to give a shout out to Mike Rivera, our director, and our, for the band, the professor, right? He really did a great job. All the musicians were awesome. I gave him a big, congratulations.
Right.
JCee's song, Quiero Ser Campeón, came out amazing. And it's a really difficult song to do.
Mike Rivera is a very, very close friend of mine. I love him dearly. He's my bass brother. And I'm going to have to kick him off your band, JCee, bro. I'm gonna nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love...
last video, I'm like,
I love Mike. Mike is he's my friend. He's my brother. He's my mentor. But it's the same thing in freestyle. Same thing, salsa freestyle, right? You present yourself well. You look like an artist. You look like you belong on that stage. You treat your fans with the utmost fun and respect. If you can, incorporate your music, your audience with your show, right? There are times that I'll have people sing along, or there are times I'll bring people on stage to dance with us. There are times that we just have fun with our crowd. It makes a memorable moment than just them just seeing you play. Make them part of your show somehow, right?
Right.
Now if you're playing, and this is what I have to say this, and I'm going to say this: if you're playing all originals, I would say mix it up with something that people are familiar with as well.
Correct.
So that way you don't lose the audience too much. You want them to hear something original that's really sweet, awesome, and then hear something they're familiar with, and then mix it up, because that way in today's day, I'm just saying in today's day,
Right.
if you don't have stuff on the radio, it's hard. It's hard.
It is.
You know, so mix.
I mean, I only got one song under my belt right now. I'm finishing 2 more tracks, but you know, you always got to keep. You know, I would have enough now to open up a show for somebody, and then if it's my show, I would have still my originals, and I would still have to throw something that the fans are familiarized with. You know,
Right.
Yeah, it's
they're
fun.
company.
Believe me, it's fun. It's fun. The people like that, you know. But
Oh,
like I said, you know, freestyle is the same thing. Freestyle, I love what the artists are doing, the way they dress, the way they perform the shows, even at this age, and they're still out there busting their ass. They look great.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah. Age
um,
is just a
you know,
number,
What's
right?
the number?
It's just
age
a
is just a
How
number.
you feel inside, man.
I mean,
I
look at
feel like I'm 30, you know?
you look great, Alida.
I'm
You
gonna
look
ask a
great.
question
You look like you're
before-
29. Huh?
I wish.
Ah,
I'll take it. I'll
we're
take
we're
it.
almost at the end of the show, but
Yeah,
before we go,
Yeah.
I want to ask another question. Are you guys? I mean, I know we always keep hush hush stuff, but is there anything like cooking, brewing between Benny and Mambo again, and another production here and there?
We're always working on ideas.
Yes,
You know,
always.
we always talk about ideas. We always come up with something. At the present time, we have an idea for a female artist. We're not going to mention right now, but she's down with it. The thing is that Benny and I are at the stages of, like we were with Take Me Away. We're developing, right?
Right.
And then we're listening to what's coming out with the music as well. What people are putting out, and you know, I'm not the freestyle or artist producer that likes to write songs about breakups, heartbreakups. You broke my heart. Da, 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 da. To me, that's violent,
That's
crybaby stuff.
That's
Something.
Miami freestyle, right? I know that's what I
No,
heard.
no. That's all freestyle. Okay, all freestyle. Everything's you broke my heart. No. I like songs that are positive. I like songs that have a great message. I like songs with inspiration, something with hope. That, you know, instead of saying you broke my heart, you broke up with me, why don't you write a song about there's someone waiting for me as much as I'm waiting for them? Where are they? You know, give some people inspiration and hope, because there are people that are brokenhearted looking for that partner, right? So why make it even worse, right? You know,
Exactly.
give them something to look forward to, you know, and that's our thing. Within My Heart's the same thing, you know, and you know, Take Me Away it's about that, you know. There's something positive that you're gonna listen to, and I think that's why Take Me Away became such a popular song. Even with, thank you to all the internet radio people, all the DJs that showed us.
They do a lot. They do a lot.
Without the DJs, we are nothing.
We're
Exactly.
done. So, you know,
Exactly.
I really I give a big shout out to all the internet radio DJs, all the
Absolutely.
outlets that are out there, freestyle, salsa. Without you guys, really, we won't even have a chance. You know?
So I'm gonna put the song again. We're gonna end it with that song.
We're gonna end it with We're gonna end it with Mambo song again. We're gonna end this again. People gotta listen to
Take
it.
Me
The ones that didn't listen to
Away.
it in the beginning, we're gonna hear it again. But before we do that, I want to thank Mambo. I want to thank
Yes.
DJ Benny B. Thank you for accepting our invitation.
Thank
Makes
you
me very
both.
proud to have you people, and you know, good talented producers.
Que
and
viva la salsa y el
Que viva la
freestyle.
salsa and
There you
freestyle.
go.
Hell yeah,
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Alida. Thank you, JCee. We had a
Yeah,
great
thank
time.
you guys. Thank you guys for this platform, and continue all the blessings to get this
Y
moving.
decimos, no
Oh, yeah.
fuimos, no vamos.
Eso
Ahí
es.
estamos, vamos.
Mambo, Christy, we be royalty.
There we
LeBron,
go.
I'm in the beat. Get up.
Yeah, that's how we end it. You have to make sure we don't pull something.
Don't pull nothing.
Dame la aspirina.
Where's the Tylenol,
El
man?
alcoholado, Juan.
Woo! I'm roller skating. Go backwards. Woo!
Te ves buena, love so deep inside, that's why you are my nana. Emo's running wild, like got me changing my grammar. Here goes the key to the beamer. Who's got the key to the beamer? Mamacita, eres mi vida, mi bolita. Tú eres fuego, giving me fever. Girls fire, fire, Harper and yearning, love desire, fire.
I never told you about the troubles I've seen. Where you want to go? Where the sun is always rising over the horizon. Through your eyes, I'm happy that you are in my life.
Come on.
Take me away. Take me away.
Where you want to go?
Take me away. Each day that passes, I'm so glad to be here. No matter what comes, I don't live in fear. 'Cause whenever you reached out and touched my hand, I forget about the seconds that happened when you looked at me. All I can see is your love for me. Take me away.
Where you want to go?
Where the sun is always rising over the horizon. Through your eyes, I'm happy that you are in my life. Take me away.
Where you want to go?
Where the sun is always rising over the horizon. Through your eyes, I'm mesmerized that you're in my life. I'll never doubt you. I'll never leave your side. When you look at me, all I can see is your love for me.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh. Oh, damn it now.
Get up!
For the plug. That's how we do it here.
For those who
Oh, that was awesome.
for those who missed it the first time around, that was
That's
Mambo
another.
Lebron, production by Mambo Lebron,
And DJ
DJ
Benny.
Benny D, and JCee. And I want to thank everybody that tuned in today. Thank you for tuning in and looking at the show today. Like we said, every week we'll bring you other celebrities. We're talking about the freestyle world and the salsa world.
Yep. And just music in your life. It makes a big difference. So don't forget, you guys, tomorrow, if you're in Fort Lauderdale, we're here at the Studio 33 in Fort Lauderdale, exit 32 off the I-95. We got sound healing and meditation by Sharonata. I'm also here as your host. And we have Rachel in the house doing some readings and some Reiki. Come on down. The full moon is tonight, and it'll be continued for tomorrow. Super blue moon. The moon looks really big tonight here. So come on out, and don't forget salsa on September 16th. We got a lot of stuff going on here at Studio 33. And
Next week's show,
we got
salsa again. We got
again
Juan Núñez con Fuerza Gigante y la muñeca de la salsa,
Melina,
Melina
mi amiga.
Almodovar. So, ya tú sabes, mi gente,
That's right.
sintonicen el próximo miércoles, el 6 de septiembre,
Exactly.
con Juan Núñez, Fuerza Gigante y la muñeca de la salsa, Melina Almodovar. Así que nos vemos la próxima semana. Sintonicen, los quiero mucho. Un fuerte abrazo a todos.
Nos fuimos.
¡Nos fuimos!
Espera un momento. Lo estamos caminando para allá. Y vamos al comercial. Aquí está. Come celebrate your event and create new memories at Studio 33, right here in Fort Lauderdale, off the Exit 32 Commercial Boulevard. Call us today so you can schedule an appointment and see the location. It's an intimate setting for your private event. Call us at 954-530-7193. Again, 954-530-7193. Also, our website is studio33f as in Frank, ll.com. And you can find us on all social media at Studio 33 FLL as well. Again, call us today for your appointment and come see our venue. We are filling up fast. Thanks for tuning in to Spanglish Cafe Music Podcast. We'll see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Same channel.
Ya tú sabes, mi gente, sintonicen todos los miércoles desde las 7 de la noche. ¡Nos fuimos!